got a brand new look at Wave 6 from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it was awesome by revealing 4 brand new characters. Well, technically they're all returning from Mario Kart Tour and other past games, but they're 4 characters adding to the roster and potentially giving us even more, as the roster is now going to be slightly unbalanced when you look at it, so I'm assuming that they might even have some more characters up their sleeves, as there's still lots of tour characters that are still not in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe right now. But that's for another time. Today, I want to focus on the tracks, because Nintendo did something else that was very off. I mean, if you ask a lot of Mario Kart fans what they expected to be in this final wave, it wasn't Daisy Circuit. Daisy Circuit threw everybody by surprise, and based on the data mine, it didn't really add up or make sense based on what people were thinking. But I'm here to tell you, even though the data mine has been pretty much spot on with a couple of switches here and there, Nintendo doesn't care. Nintendo is going to do whatever they want with this final wave, and they are going to go all out. They're going to end Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with a bang, which makes me really think, is there something special in store for us? Before we get into the rest of this Wave 6 speculation, stop what you're doing, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, as most of you guys watching this video right now are not yet subbed. We're trying to get to 20% of you guys subscribe, and let's see how many we can get to subscribe from this one video. Thank you so much, and those of you waiting on the 250,000 special, it's coming very soon. So before everything was switching up, originally it looked like we were getting in Wave 6 2 city tracks from Tour, 2 new ones being the Nitro tracks, 3 GameCube tracks which were from Double Dash, and 1 SNES track. Then Nintendo shuffled some tracks within the last couple of waves, giving us our new lineup looking like 2 city tracks, 2 Nitro tracks, 2 Double Dash tracks, 1 Wii track, and 1 SNES track. And if you ask the majority of Mario Kart fans, they will tell you that this is probably their lineup. Obviously, we're getting Rome Avanti and Madrid Drive. It just makes sense as the last 2 city tracks that are not yet in the game when every other single one is, and based on the data mine, this lines up perfectly. And we're also probably going to get both of those new Nitro tracks from Mario Kart Tour as well, simply due to the fact that we've gotten every single one up to date, and Nintendo's even stated that they want to make sure that those contents live on in a home console experience such as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because eventually the Tour servers are going to cut. Nintendo wants to make sure that these tracks are safe and sound. So that means Rome Avanti, Madrid Drive, Piranha Plant Cove, and Piranha Plant Pipeline might be shoo-ins. Now the shocking part is that leaves us with 2 Double Dash tracks, 1 SNES track, and 1 Mario Kart Wii track. And everybody was saying, literally everyone, that Mario Kart Wii's Rainbow Road was going to be the track to end the wave. And that's definitely still possible. There's still a chance Nintendo just says, forget it, we're doing 2 Mario Kart Wii tracks. But what if they don't? What if they're actually done with Mario Kart Wii and that 1 Mario Kart Wii track is actually Daisy Circuit? Now obviously it's probably not going to be the last track of the last cup for this final wave, because that would be kind of lackluster, but at the same time, does Nintendo really care? I hope, but I don't think it's going to be Daisy Circuit to end it. But Daisy Circuit could very well be the last Wii track we get, and we might not be getting Rainbow Road on the Wii. Considering the fact that we also already got Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 7, maybe Nintendo just didn't want to add 2 of them. I mean, they haven't even added a Bowser's Castle yet, at least not yet. So in theory, that will leave us with 2 GameCube tracks and 1 SNES track, and based on that knowledge, we can pretty much boil that down to what those could be as well. Now looking at the Double Dash tracks remaining, you have Mushroom Bridge, DK Mountain, Wario Coliseum, Dino Jungle, and Mushroom City. Now there are some other ones of course, like Luigi Circuit, Peach Beach, Mario Circuit, Bowser's Castle, and Rainbow Road, but odds are it's probably going to be between these based on them just being a lot more original, and this is the final wave, and a lot of people think it's going to fall between Mushroom Bridge, DK Mountain, and Dino Jungle. And personally, I don't think Dino Jungle is going to happen, simply due to the fact that it's an advertisement in-game, and we've seen some tracks advertised that never did show up. For instance, Vanilla Lake has been advertised in places like Coconut Mall, and we never did see it. There's still a chance as there's 1 SNES track left, but we haven't seen that track yet, and that was teased within the first wave of this booster pass. And we obviously seen Dino Jungle teased in Squeaky Clean Sprint, so maybe it's just a nod to those tracks considering the fact that they're not going to be in the game and Nintendo just has no plans on adding them. That could be the case. And then with us getting 1 SNES track, you have Bowser's Castle 1, 2, and 3, which could be any of those Bowser Castles, Koopa Beach, and Vanilla Lake. And a lot of people are leaning towards Bowser's Castle because the version in Mario Kart Tour is made with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in mind, as there's lots of areas where you go up and down a side wall, which looks perfect for a zero gravity section. So a lot of people just pretty much already threw it in that this is going to be the one Bowser's Castle we get in the past. Considering the fact we haven't gotten one yet, it also makes a lot of sense. Odds are this is what we are going to get. But the question is it enough? Is there going to be any other surprises? I mean, this is going to be the first time where we really don't have many surprises left. I mean, everything that's coming is stuff that we can pretty much expect / know is coming, especially from Mario Kart Tour, considering the fact that there's only 2 city and 2 nitro tracks left, and we've seen both of those nitro tracks already, Piranha Plant Pipeline and Piranha Plant Cove. And it's also a little weird that they're both Piranha Plant themed tracks. And at the end of the day, we already have a Piranha Plant slide in the game from Mario Kart 7, and it already looks a lot like Piranha Plant Pipeline with the different colored pipes going into the underground section. So Nintendo would have too many Piranha Plant tracks in my opinion. Is there a chance that maybe one of these doesn't happen after all, or instead we get one special track at the end? There is a chance, I would say, if we were getting a new one, Nintendo would have already shown it off, because they always show off that new track as the first reveal for a wave, like, you know, ooh, look at this bathroom track, or ooh, look at this Sky High Sundae track. But there's still a chance. If it's something really, really big and unique and different, they could save it for a later reveal, and maybe even with more characters in that reveal as well. Yes, I'm saying that there's a chance that we could at least get one brand new track, or maybe even an entire brand new cup with tracks that are all brand new. Yes, I'm kind of hoping and holding out for one big surprise from Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo has been surprising us non-stop with this entire game. I mean, seriously, the fact that we're even getting DLC is already amazing. Don't forget, Nintendo actually never said that there was going to be characters, just tracks. In the first like 3 waves, there was no character reveals. And then out of nowhere, Nintendo decided to throw in characters as well. And remember when Nintendo said it was all going to be returning tracks only, and Nintendo surprised us by adding new tracks as well that were coming to Mario Kart Tour. I mean, seriously, Nintendo has always been changing their formula with this game. It just seems like Nintendo was like making this last second DLC for this game as they're working on the next game and just said, we're going to do whatever we want to do as we go along, you know? And it just kind of makes sense with how they're doing things and handling things. Like, oh, you know what? Here's 4 new characters instead of the 2 that we promised. So what if? Hear me out. What if Nintendo just decided to go crazy and say, let's surprise fans with one special track and maybe throw in a special character with said track? For instance, what if we got a Kirby themed track that took us through Dreamland and we got like Kirby characters to play as well? What if it wasn't just Kirby either? It was like Kirby, Bandana D, King DDD, and Meta Knight all in like one pack. That would be so cool. Now, odds are Nintendo would probably save something like that for like a future Nintendo Kart or something, whether you hate that idea or not. I don't think that's something Nintendo would do here. I think they would have simply just one character and maybe one track for them, like they did with Link, even though there's like 2 different alts for Link, for Breath of the Wild and regular Link. But you also could just get like Kirby and Dreamland. That would be so awesome and a crazy awesome surprise to end Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I mean, when you look at it, it's kind of crazy that Kirby isn't already in the game. As big as Kirby is for Nintendo and close to Mario as, you know, other characters, like if you have Link, odds are you should have Kirby. I mean, there's literally Animal Crossing characters and Inklings in the game as well, so why not? What if we get another Zelda themed track? That could be awesome as well, like one based off of a certain game, like Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess. One of the Hyrule Fields would be really cool. What if we race through the world of Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom? That could be something really interesting and a final little thing for the game, especially considering the fact that Link is already in the game with 2 different styles and has 2 different carts, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, that kind of just makes sense. But what if Nintendo wants to generate more hype surrounding Metroid and they're like, you know what? We're going to give you guys Samus, a Dark Samus alt, and also a Metroid-themed track to end it. That wouldn't really sound like a crazy track to end it, but, I mean, they could do it. I mean, what about Splatoon? You have all these Inkling options for Inkling Boy and Girl, and you also have Urchin Underpass as a battle stage, but we don't really have a racing track in the game for Splatoon. And there's tons of maps within the Splatoon franchise that they could choose maybe to make into a racetrack, or maybe combine a couple to make into a racetrack, maybe like a salmon run area or an area based off of one of the campaigns like Alterna. You could race around the shuttle launch and stuff would be really cool. There's a lot of options. But something that I think I'd prefer is, instead of going off to another Nintendo franchise, just stick with Mario and do something special to end it. Maybe a track kind of going through different, you know, Mario games or something like that, like through the ages, like going from classic to modern Mario stages and stuff in like a checkpoint based track would be really cool. Or what if they just do something Mario Odyssey vibe, like maybe they'll take you a trip around the globe going through different kingdoms and warping through different stages as you race around this checkpoint themed track once again, and maybe end in New Donk City where the parade's going on and you end on the rooftop where Pauline is singing. Obviously, she's a playable character now, so she won't be singing here, but you know what I mean? Just kind of like ending in the New Donk City parade would be really cool. Like traveling the globe Mario Odyssey style and just jumping from kingdom to kingdom into a really cool themed track would be awesome. But honestly, anything new and unique would be definitely welcomed as a surprise for this final wave, as something to make us say, whoa, Nintendo really gave us a completely original track that's not in tour and it's only for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That would be so cool. But I don't know how likely that's going to be, considering the fact that we're almost done with this DLC, and I'm sure the next Mario Kart is probably even near completion at this point. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. Do you think we could be getting one special track or a special cup or some type of special track to end this DLC? Let me know in the comments down below, and if we do, what type of track would you want to see? Is it Mario themed? Is it another Nintendo IP? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and I'll see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.